Tierney NFL Training Camp Two-A-Days as we visit all 32 NFL camps to preview the upcoming season. Baltimore Ravens, 10-6, third in the AFC North.
3rd and 14. Flacco to throw, steps up, nothing there, runs to his left. Now he fires deep. He's got Steve Smith Sr. open, caught 30-yard line. Bengal 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Ravens! Welcome to Baltimore, Steve Smith Sr.
It's been quite a roller coaster for the Ravens over the past year, starting last offseason with a shocking Ray Rice video and extending to the season starting 5-2 and losing a heartbreaker to the Pats in the playoffs.
I had 14 good years, and then I had an absolutely crappy year. And John's success in the season at least bolstered me up and probably evened out my temperament a little bit.
But thanks to the emergence of running back Justin Forsett and the resurgence of the ageless Steve Smith Sr., can the Ravens win a third title since 2000?
Let's find out about those Ravens. He's back with them. Chris Canty with us here on CBS Sports Radio, Tiki and Tierney Show. Chris, what's happening, buddy? How are you?
I'm good, man. Finally getting out of that training camp mode. You know how that goes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the regular season.
Yeah, when you're an old man, the only thing you do in training camp is, I don't want to get hurt. Don't make the team off of me.
Exactly. I'm over training camp right now. I'm over it.
How'd it go? I mean, just a brief synopsis. I mean, I think most of us know that Ravens are certainly intriguing and good. From your take internally, how did it look? How'd you guys look this summer?
We put a lot of good quality work in. We built the foundation for our football team. We still got some things we got to clean up, though. From an execution standpoint, there's some things that we didn't do in the game that are now resembling Raven football. Some of the things we allowed some big plays, a lot of penalties, mental errors. Those are things that we just don't do, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. And so those are things we got to get cleaned up in the next couple of weeks because, we don't have any slouch coming up week 1 out in Denver. So we got our work cut out for us.
Yeah, but you got an emotional coach, and we saw this last weekend with Jay Gruden and John Harbaugh getting into it a little bit. When you see that happening, I mean, first of all, the play was ridiculous, the pile drive of your wide receiver into the ground. But when you see your head coach just really going after it for you all, what does that mean?
I mean, you like to see a head coach get fired up, wanting to protect his guy. In all honesty, I was sitting to myself thinking, man, if there was a cage match with Gruden and Harbaugh, man, I would gladly play 99, 95 to see that one. That has to be on the docket somewhere, man. That would be hilarious. But, definitely to know that the coach has your back. It's also always a good thing. And so, that's one of the things that we use as a motivating factor moving forward for our football team.
Chris, I think from the outside looking in, we all want a little more from your quarterback, a little more. I think a little more, whether it's a leadership thing, a vocal thing, a production thing. You've been there a couple of years. How have you seen Joe change, if at all?
Joe hasn't really changed. Joe is who he is. And he's, unflappable. He's got the killer instinct in the moment that you really, really need it. He's one of best pure passers in the National Football League. He's efficient in what he does. We believe in his ability, no matter what the circumstances are for our football team. So it's always exciting when you're going to war with a quarterback like that. You know he can get the job done.
We're talking to Chris Canty, good friend of the show, of course, with the Ravens here on Tiki and Tierney, CBS Sports Radio.
Chris, you're out on the edge, but you guys lost Haloti Ngata in the offseason. What's that mean for your front seven?
Well, he's a loss that you can't replace. He's a future Hall of Famer, and so he's a great friend. So you can't just replace him with one guy. It's something that we've got to do by committee. Everybody's got to kind of pull their weight in that respect. But we have confidence in the guys that are in our locker room that we can get the job done.
Yeah, how about Jernigan, the kid? I think he was a rookie last year, right?
Yep.
How is he progressing? Because obviously he's there to replace what Haloti did.
Well, Timmy's a dog. Timmy's a dog. He goes out there. He plays hard. He doesn't back down from anybody. He's a Raven. And so, he's got to get some more experience. You only improve by being out there on the football field in game situations. So we just got to continue to, we got to get him back healthy and get him the experience, and he'll get that as we go along.
Chris, I wanted to throw this by you. The way the NFL's gone really the last half a decade or so, There is no off season, maybe even more than half a decade. Every day there's a story, there's a website. This guy said this, that guy said that. And I wonder if it caught your eye the way it caught ours a couple of months ago when Big Ben said that, the goal for the Steelers offense is to score 30 points, not average 30, but never score below 30. If I'm you, I'm saying, all right, I'm going to stick that in the back of the memory bank. I got you, Big Ben. What do you think about the division? Size it up, and in particular what Ben just said, the quote that I just said.
Well, here's the thing. You're always going to have competition with the AFC North. We got 3 playoff teams last year. So there's going to be tough competition in our division. As far as what Roethlisberger said, they have their goals. We have our goals. We know what we're trying to get to, and that's what we concern ourselves with. The Steelers are just an obstacle that's in the way of where we're trying to get to.
Is it a 2-team race? And hey, listen, you could say, well, it's a 4-team race. There's 4 teams in the division, so in theory, and you would be right, everybody has a chance to win. But when you look at it, you size up the rosters, the recent pedigree. Who is the team to beat going into the season in your division, Chris?
Well, here's the thing, BT, and I know I don't want to sound cliche, but you got to think about this now. Each team in our division was over 500 going into December.
Mm-hmm.
How many divisions in football can you say about that last year? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you got to think, it's a lot of competition in this division. You can't look past anybody.
Yeah.
So, we have our work cut out for us. And, like I said, we just got through training camp. We're building the foundation for our football team. We got a lot of work to do, but we got to take it one day at a time.
No, Chris, we know you got to jet out here in a little bit, and so do we. But tell me about Steve Smith, Sr. It's going to be his last year, and I know this is only his second year here in Baltimore, but his impact on this team emotionally, obviously on the field as well, has been unbelievable.
Yeah, Steve Smith is he's a fiery guy. He's passionate. He's competitive. He's been in the league 15 years, and he's sitting there still running around people, running around guys that are half his age. It's crazy to watch. But, we love having him. We love the element that he brings, that toughness, that grittiness. Again, the best way to describe it is just to say he's a Raven, because that's kind of how all the guys are in our locker room. So still plays with the chip. And, I'm just looking forward to seeing what he's going to do this season, this being his last year. So there's definitely going to be some fireworks.
There he is, Chris Canty. All right, Chris, I know we'll be checking in during the season. High expectations as always. And by the way, Woody dropped that 3 times. Play like a Raven, play like a Raven, play